there are a lot of people who would have helped you on this path to leadership, Horng Shya. Tell me about your best manager.
I have a few person in my life, okay, who taught me in terms of how I should lead, okay. Starting with when I was an individual contributor, my direct manager will actually help me build a very strong foundation of forecasting, how to make sure I establish my credibility, right? Because it will have to float upwards. So this is, I think, fundamentally as a salesperson, forecasting is very important. Okay, I should add accurate forecasting, right? So that's established credibility. So so at different phases of life. So that's very initial phase of my life to learn that technique, right? So when I grew to be a team lead, I'm beginning to help others, okay, back to the concept of forecasting again. Right. And then, of course, help them understand the customer needs. And we are not a product pusher, okay? We are a solutionist, yeah. So we do solutioning for the customer. So we will put aside what is directly impacting to oneself, but look at the holistic picture. We will bring others along if our business can satisfy the customer. Okay, then when I become a segment lead, that is like it's a more holistic view. Okay, so I lead with vision and strategy because I need the team members to be aligned, just like how we heard everyone towards the same direction. So this is very important. So every year I will start with a vision, a strategy, and a quarterly checkpoint on whether we meet that vision and strategy, and then empower the team leads to execute the business. Yeah, and become now as a country lead, right? Even this strategy and vision is even more important, so that all segment lead, all team leads are aligned, and what is our grand plan, because so that they what I've done is in not just sharing the vision, but executing, showing the team that we can do it together. And I always have the philosophy of better together. Okay, and that's where we will meet our goals and objective.
Very nice, very nice. And those are great responses, Horng Shya. I'm also learning a little bit more about you as we speak as well. Now, a person, they say, is defined by their failures, because that's what gives the maximum learning. I don't want to hear what your failures are, but I want to hear what the learnings are, Horng Shya, because that's what everybody else can benefit as well. Future sellers, sales managers, leaders who are hearing this podcast, right? They will hear and learn from all of this. What have you learned from your failures, Horng Shya?
I would say throughout my whole life, there are also different points of, I would say failures, but things that I can do better. Okay, yeah. So because every turning point, there are some great learnings. Okay, so for example, in my transition of various roles, okay, throughout my whole life cycle, as a salesperson, there are great customers. There are customers who are like skeptical about the products as well as maybe the organization. So how do we overcome that? My greatest sense of achievement is actually to turn around a super unhappy customer. Okay, yeah, because if let's say a customer is so unhappy with you, okay, I still remember when I was a direct salesperson, okay, I went there and asked the customer for their direct feedback.
Beautiful.
How have we offended her, or maybe or is there any room for improvement? So I actually sat there for 3 hours, okay, for the customer to complete download, and some words are quite I would say not beautiful. Okay, so but then once we are patient enough to understand their problem and we progressively make changes, okay, and come back with may not be 100% foolproof plan, but we make progressive changes, and day by day we regain the trust. In fact, this customer has been my best friend for the last 20 years. Yeah. So it's like a phone call for help, That's how we sometimes, there's a blur line between your customer now become a friend, right? So you build friendship eventually with the person. So I felt that it comes a long way. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So if you ask me, the learning is be patient, active listening to the require, not just to a customer, even a partner or to your internal colleagues, staff. Yeah. So understand their problem, and then how do we help them solve? We may not be perfect, but we will know how do we progress step by step and gain trust and gain that credibility.
Beautiful. In fact, one element that you are not touching upon, but is very important, Horng Shya, is courage.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, you are right. Courage.
Courage to stand
you're right.
and have that conversation.
That's right.
What gave you the courage, Horng Shya?
I think I got nothing to lose. because to me is I only have upside. That's how I see. Yeah, as a salesperson, I always see, if let's say I don't pick up, you are right. When I picked up the courage to speak to the person, actually I didn't know that element was called courage. Okay, so in fact I always do a phone call because I felt that I've got nothing to lose. I only have upside. When I win the customer on my end, I only have tremendous upside. Yeah. So that's my mentality.
Very nice, very nice. And you brought about another important point, Horng Shya, saying what we call customers for life.
Oh yeah, that's right. You are right.
If this person has been with you for 20 years, they are a customer for life.
That's right.
What makes customers for life, Horng Shya?
I think what makes customer for life is the person is true to you, and the first person, when let's say the company there's a new vision of that the customer's organization, looking at transformation. That's a very good example. Okay, lately I've been applying that. So they will call me, hey, our business has been stagnant, and we want to leapfrog. How can we do it? Then we discuss options, idea. Now I say, okay, pause. Okay, while I understand the scenario and where the customer wants to be, I do not have the answer myself too. Okay, most of the time. So, but how do we connect the dots? Okay, go out to the world to hunt for that possible solution. May not be one shot. We have to piece a few things together. But I will apply the word that you use, courage again. That's what I did. Internally, I'll call a few executives and I talk to many people and talk to the developers, even down the line of a developer, right? Although I don't quite understand their language sometimes, but I will tell them, hey, this is what I hear from the customer. Is there a way, how can we put things together to support them? What is the best solution? So we will put our best foot forward. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.